Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, it is Monday. Um, Today I'm doing my live stream at 6 o'clock. You know, yeah, because it's a public holiday and people don't get up so early. So I'm doing it at 6 o'clock today because I believe it's a public holiday today, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm not sure if a lot of people are gonna join in, but please do join in. Let me know where you are watching from. We are doing our morning devotion this Monday, 10 August, early in the morning. We are here to seek God's face corporately. We are here to seek God's face together. Let me know where you are watching from. Last night the Lord reminded me of an incident, and I want to share a little bit about that incident with everyone. Let's all just connect. Let's all just get in. Let's all get in. Are you with me, guys? Are you awake? Are you blessed? Were you able to watch yesterday's live stream? Oh my goodness, when I got home, I just went and I watched it. The Women's Day service. Man, what an anointing that flowed. Man, how awesome that was to be in the presence of God. Wow. I encourage you right now, after this stream, go and watch yesterday's service. It's almost 3 hours long. That's how drenched we were in the spirit. That's how slain we were. If it's your first time joining us today, this is just morning devotion. We're just having a heart to heart, to share things, to pray together, to agree together. Every morning is different. Every morning is different, and we just go as the Spirit leads us and as the Spirit unctions us. And I just want to share our WhatsApp prayer line for Cyril Peterson Ministries. This is not my personal WhatsApp. No, it's not my personal WhatsApp. It's my ministry WhatsApp. So when you need ministry, this is the WhatsApp you dial. I won't take calls, but it does take WhatsApp messages. You can leave me a voice note and stuff like that. And yeah, be detailed. Introduce yourself and stuff like that. And when you do morning devotion, I always encourage, have a pen and paper ready, or have your notepad on your book ready. Have your Bible open. Have your recorder on your phone ready to record. Because when you devote yourself in the morning to the Lord, there are a number of things God will begin saying, and He'll begin dropping into your spirit, and sometimes you might need to record. Sometimes you might even get a new song. You might get a new melody, and you must not miss it in the moment. You must journal it down. So it's important to have all these things in place. So my WhatsApp prayer line is 064. I don't know it off by heart. I always have to read it. It is 064 840 9659. 064 840 9659. That is our WhatsApp prayer line. Today there is a verse I want to share on. One of the beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes. It's found in Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. Where Jesus speaks about all those blessed things. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. All those beatitudes. But there's one in my heart I want to share. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. I want this to be our daily bread. I want this to be our manna for today. I want this verse to guide us today in our interactions, in our behavior, in all that. So this verse, it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." Blessed are the peacemakers, those who make peace. Remember, we're from Jerusalem, the city of peace. We are, in fact, the heavenly Jerusalem, the city of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. This verse, it reminds me of a scenario which happened some weeks back when we went into level 3. I think we were beginning with level 3 of the lockdown, and they were allowing churches to now gather. I think around that time. So I was giving a lift, to two saints. I drive an SUV, so there's enough space. We didn't break the law. So when we were driving, in the rear view mirror, I saw a guy who was driving weird, and I'm like, you know what, let me avoid this guy. Let me get as far away as possible as I can from this guy. And I just hit my accelerator, drove past him, and then eventually I got to a red light, so that there are 2 lanes going forward and 2 lanes coming backward. So I was on the middle lane, right? Like the one in the center, not on the edge, in the center, going that way. And there was a car next to me, right? And I saw that other car, which I passed, coming, and he did not look like he's gonna stop. He did not look like he was gonna stop at all. And we're at the red robot, I'm behind this car. And I'm like, man, move now. I just had that thing in my heart, move now, that unctioning. And I just drove out of the way and I curved to the other side, And as I did that, the guy just came and he hit the car which was now in front of me. He hit that car hit another car in front, and also hit me a little on the side, And after that, the guy who was driving an Avanza, I think he's a taxi driver. He is actually. And he was drunk. He was so drunk. And naturally I'm upset, but I was calm for some reason. And the guy in front of me, he's one of those rugby white guys, with his girlfriend, he's in his early 20s. And he got a bit injured, unfortunately for him. And the other guy in the other car, he's also a black guy. There's a reason why I'm mentioning race, because of what happened. And then all 3 of us were obviously mad at this guy who hit us all, And and he wanted to run away, so they took his car keys and they wanted to beat him up, And I had to intervene in all that. I'm like, stop, wait, we don't have to fight, because people were ready to. And for some reason, I was able to stop everyone from fighting, And then there were some bystanders, who came. They're like a mob, They're like, yeah, why are you taking the black guy? And they made this thing about race. And it had absolutely nothing to do with race. Absolutely. It's a drunk guy who hit 3 other cars. Only one car which was hit was driven by a white guy. The other 2 cars were driven by me, a black guy, and another black guy. And we're all equally upset with the guy who hit us. But they made it an issue of race. But they were a mob. I don't know where they come from. They were a mob. And the guy was drunk. And then things got bad, man. Things got bad. But eventually the police came. And I was there in the midst of it all, stopping a war, to a point whereby the mob was like, you know what, I am protecting the white guys. I'm actually working with the white. And I'm like, what on earth is happening here? This has nothing to do with race. It was so demonic. But what really upset me was not the bystanders. right? Eventually, the police come. Accident scene. The police come. We tell them what happened, and they don't want to do anything. You know why? Because they think the white people are out to get that black guy. And I'm like, what? You could even hear them in their whisperings. And I'm like, guys, you are wrong. This guy is drunk. He hit us all. It has nothing to do with race. This guy messed up. They refused to do a breathalyzer test on him. They refused. They said, no, we don't have reasonable cause to test this guy. He smells and reeks of alcohol. There were even alcohol bottles in his car. And those are homeless guys, who smoke weed and stuff like that. They even took some of the stuff and hid it while the police were there watching. And I observed all these things unfold, and I just saw how corrupt our nation is, how corrupt things are. The police literally refusing to do their job because they want to spite a white guy. And I was like, but here I am, a black guy, I'm also affected. 2 other black guys are affected by this, and this guy's a criminal. He's drunk, driving, he endangered us all, And then eventually the Metro Police came. When the Metro Police came, they also refused to test the guy because he's black. And I'm like, first of all, we're in lockdown. Alcohol was prohibited even at that time. Remember when alcohol was prohibited? Alcohol, even now it's not prohibited, but it was prohibited. This guy is drinking it, and he's driving, and he endangered us. And we can see he's drunk. He reeks of alcohol, and yet they refuse to do anything about it. They said they've got no reasonable cause to check if this guy is drunk. And I just marvel at how corrupt and how depraved we can be. We literally to negotiate with police officers to do their job. And how there is an angry mob here. We don't even know what they want. And the police are just sitting there. But I remember this verse came to me, and I remembered that scenario. The things could have been far more, I promise you, they could have been far worse had I not been there. Am I saying I'm some sort of messiah? No. I'm saying I was looking for peace, and I tried to make peace, even at the expense of getting a mob angry with me. But I tried to make peace. And I remember this verse this morning. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. We need not incite violence. We should inspire peace. We are from the city of peace, Jerusalem. We've made kings and priests of a city called Jerusalem, the city of peace. We are peacemakers. Let us make peace, not war. Let us literally be peacemakers. In the workplace, in our marriages, in all our relationships, let us be the peacemaker. The Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. We are joint heirs with Christ. We are sons of God. For as many as are led by the Spirit, they are the sons of God. For we have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but we have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The devotion today is not a long one. So WhatsApp me your prayer points, mention them in the comments, and we will mention them in prayer. But today's devotion, it is something for you to think about. On this holiday, think about that. Cheers.